on our news friends.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
We're going live.
Let's...
All right.
Do it live.
Oh, we're live. Welcome to the Itch Network podcast. The date is 8/8/2019, assuming I got that date correctly. And we've all gotten back from various vacations, and we're ready to party. I'm pretty confident.
We got a 3-way vacay.
Yeah. We've been all over the
Same
West
area.
Coast.
All over the
West Coast.
Yeah, the West Coast Killers is what they call us, I think.
With a Z at the end.
That's right.
Mm.
JD, of course, if you saw last week's podcast, was venturing out into Las Vegas to compete in the Evo tournament.
Viva Las Vegas.
Yeah, Evo.
And JD made it to the second round?
Yeah.
Round 2, which we're talking about a tournament with the world. So that ain't bad. So congratulations. What game did you play? Samurai Showdown.
Samurai Showdown. Yep.
And tell us about your experience in Las Vegas.
You don't want to do what we're playing?
Well, I think it's been a while since we've seen you. I want to catch up on your life.
Okay.
And then we can talk about what we're playing.
So Vegas was fun. Just talking specifically about highlights. Flew in, hung out with Dat Cloud, Troy, and Clayek, Uzolt.
Both have a Twitch account. I would check it out.
Yeah, Clayek's is Clayek Uzolt, and Troy's is Dat Cloud, Seven Heaven. But yeah, I flew into Vegas. We got together. We were staying at Troy's house. Pretty much passed out the second I got in. Pretty easy flight. Passed out, woke up, made our way to the tournament. It was around 9 o'clock. Just as a heads up, if you're ever considering going to a tournament, get your badge the day before. The day of, it was a line that was outside of the outside of Mandalay Bay to get your badge, and then to get inside. And they're two separate lines. So with the badge pickup, it was kind of bad. Some people had picked theirs up a little bit earlier and whatnot. But like my brother, because my brother went too. My brother was in a line that took him an hour to get inside the venue. I had 10 a.m. pools, so I was playing right at 10, right when they started opening up the place. So they were like, "Oh, if you have 10 a.m. pools, go in here." And I was like, "All right, it's me." So I got in. Funny enough, Troy and Clayek were super far back away from me, and they got in before I did. How, you ask? They pretended like they were important. I shit you not. They literally were like, "Hey," and I think Troy said it best. He goes, "I was on the phone, and I was just like, 'Oh, you're here?' And then he slid right in. And he was so far ahead, and then he hopped a fence. So,
Wow.
Or they hopped a gate. And then
Sounds
they were
illegal.
in. Yeah, I literally showed up to my pools, and Troy was like, "Hey, we're right here." And I was like, "Motherfucker!" So he was already ready, and he's like, "All right, get prepped." And the guy running that particular bracket was the TO. He's a nice guy. He was just like, "Hey, get set up, do what you want." So I already had my controller. I just started warming up. I played Samurai Showdown, played Yoshimaru, who's the new character. He's the main character for this particular Samurai Showdown. It's the coolest looking one. Super edgelord. But I was warming up about 30 minutes in. They're like, "All right." I got to give credit to this TO. Every time I've gone to Evo, they've messed up.
You calling him Tio? Like Uncle Tio?
No, a tournament organizer TO.
My
Oh.
tío.
Yeah, my Theo. So
Mi tío.
my Theo. So he was like, "All right, hey, this is your bracket. Obviously, do what you want, whatever. Warm up." When it came time to play, he was the only TO that didn't mess up my name. Most people mess it up and say "Yeah, boy" or something like that.
Wait, why would they say Yabui?
I don't know. I do it in camel spelling too, or camel casing, whatever it's called.
What's camel casing?
So it's like if words are jumbled up together, you
Oh.
always capitalize the first word.
Camel humps.
Yeah, so people can differentiate what each word is. So I was capital Y, lowercase a, capital B, O-I, and then capital J, and then the D. So your mind can pick up on it. But I've been called Yabui before, and then eventually this TO was just like, "Hey, you boy, you're up, man." And then I was like, "Yeah."
I have a question for you.
But
Was he black?
no, he's white.
Oh,
He looked like he played Anime Fighters, man. He was just like, "Yep, you're up." You know, nice guy. Because I'll get to that in a minute. First match goes up. I play against. He was actually
A 7-year-old?
No, this guy was like 24 or something like that,
Oh, good.
and he was playing. Who did he play? Oh, he played like Clifford. Who's a ninja. He's the American Ninja. And he was just doing this dumbass keep away game. I lost the first set. I was like, fuck my ass. And then I just started picking up on what he was doing. Here's the funny thing. I lost the first set. I was playing on a different setup than the one I was practicing on. Before the match started, I didn't even think about it. He went into the options menu to make sure his controls were set. I assumed mine were default. Mine were not default. So I was playing against him with messed up controls. So I was like, fuck. It wasn't like crazy messed up. Like 3 buttons were different in different areas. So I was like, all right, just try and win the match and then switch out. But it's actually good that I lost my first match. Tournament rules, if I won my first match, I couldn't go back to character select. He would have to go back to character select. He didn't go to character select. I did. So or he didn't need to, but I would be the only one that needed to. So I lost my first match or my first set. And then I was like, all right, cool. I will, go back to character select, pick Yashimaru again, but I made sure my controls were perfect. We're better. Barely scrubbed out the win against him, and then by the third set, I got him pretty convincingly at that point. I just started picking up on what he was doing.
You tend to lose the first game, though.
I've heard that a lot.
Every time I've seen you, you lose the first game.
So a lot of times people say that's like downloading. So you're getting an idea of what the other guy does, what they're capable of doing. I think there are restrictions to it, and I can't control it that well. I might as well be like Naruto with the QB, man. I don't know when this guy's gonna get it. You don't know what that means. It's just like Joker with this persona, you know, except I can't control it. Right?
Persona!
Yeah, persona! It's a huge advantage. I just can't control it all the time. Sometimes I pick up on it and it's just subconsciously. And then other times it's just like that match, I knew what was going on at that point. I was like, bro, I got you. Second match was kind of a cop-out. I played this girl from Japan who...
You got beat by a girl?
No, I beat her. She played Genjiro.
You beat a woman.
And she was plugging in her stick, and like she was like, shit's not working. And then what's funny is I don't know if her husband or a friend goes up to her and she's pretty much saying like, I want to say in Japanese, hey, my stick's not working. And then he goes, uso. So he's like, no way. And he messed around with it a little bit, which all he had to do was switch it to D-pad instead of analog stick. And then he had to say, you are playing on PC. You have to switch it to PlayStation. So it was just flipping 2 switches. And then she was in. And then we played. I beat her pretty bad.
Sounds
and
like
it's not right. I beat the beeper up. So it wasn't bad. And what's funny is I saw I don't know if it was Troy or Clay, because all of them look alike. No, I'm kidding. But Troy or Clay, I was so focused on playing, saw that this guy got up to take a picture with her playing the game.
Oh, was she like an Instagram girl or something?
No one knew. So he, I think it was Clay, got up and went and he took the picture of me. And it was like, I looked so fucking bored. I was just like when I was playing and stuff, and I was like, the whole time, I looked like I just did not want to fight.
They probably thought you were high.
Yeah, probably. So, hey, Vegas, right? So I beat her and then shook her hands or whatever. There was a little bit of a wait, and then I beat her 2-0. And then I ended up fighting this other guy named who played a character called Tam Tam. He's pretty much like a tribal dude. He's Japanese, but he's like a tribal dude. He has a huge ass freaking.
I didn't realize it. So to get out of the pool, you have to beat like a lot of people.
So so if I was killing it, I'd have to win 3 matches, and then I would win in my second round. I'd have to win 2 matches, and then my third round 2 matches, and I'm already in semifinals.
Oh,
Because that's other people are getting eliminated left, right, and center. It's when you lose and you get knocked into losers that you're on the struggle bus because you're playing way more matches. So as perspective, on round 2 of pools, if I'd won 2 matches, I would have gone to round 3 immediately. But because I lost in my fourth match, I got sent into losers and I had to play like 5 matches, and I had to win all those 5 matches.
oh,
So it really spreads out. But if you're constantly winning, you don't have to fight as many matches. So just have a good record and you're fine. So
Don't lose and you're a winner.
Yeah.
So I played a Tam Tam.
makes sense.
Tam Tam is known for just having really large limbs. Funny enough, before I went to Evo,
Wait, really large limbs?
well, like really large reach, so he can like reach across the screen and hit you.
Gotcha.
You know, there's a lot of people that play him a certain way, because Justin Wong plays him, and people picked up on sort of his playstyle. I played like 40 matches against Tam Tam. My first time playing him, I played around 40 matches against him before I went to Evo. So I sit down, right, and I'm like, all right, this guy's playing Tam Tam. He's already selected his character. I put my shit in, and I pick Yashimaru. This dude's friend, and this is something that's very common in Evo. This dude's friend, if this is Eric, right? This dude's friend grabs him by the shoulder, and he goes, I've practiced, or I've trained you for this matchup, right? and I was just like, bitch. So I'm not no ordinary player. But so I was just like, okay. Now, I don't know if he thought that he could hear, that I couldn't hear him because I had these headphones on, but the sound was not coming through the setup. So I had to play just muted. He was playing without any sound either. So I was just like, let me pretend I have this in or whatever. And he was just like, oh, we practiced for this. I didn't see what was happening, but I lost my first match, right? I lost my first set. I wasn't paying attention to him. I was just getting used to it, and eventually I started picking up on what he was doing. I beat him. The way Troy tells it, and my brother was watching at that point too. The way Troy tells it, I shut up his friend because his friend just stopped talking. At first he was like, yeah, because he won the first set. And then after a while he was just like, and I was like, me personally, I'm like, yeah. And I cut him in half at the end, and I was like, you did, dog. And he got knocked into losers. And then the guy,
He's a loser.
So the TO comes up to me. I'm shaking because I'm just like, yeah, I'm killing.
Like, am I the best?
Right?
I might be.
Give me the prize money already. The TO comes up to me and he goes, hey, did you win? And I was like, yeah. He was like, what's the score? I was like, 2-1. And then he's like, all right, congratulations, you made it out of pools. And I was just like, oh shit. Like, really? Thanks, man. And then he's like, all right, you're set to go at 8:00 tonight, so for round 2. And I was like, fuck, we were supposed to go to Korean barbecue today.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
can you postpone it?
Yeah, for me. So I was like, fuck, I guess we're not going to Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go see Hobbs and Shaw like right after. And I was just like, all right, whatever. So I guess we're watching Evo. So we went around, we did a couple laps, saw a bunch of the stuff. Tournament came up, or my set came up at 8. I lost my first entire match. Like I got knocked in losers by this guy who was playing Genjiro. He was like a rush down Genjiro. And then I forgot who I played after. But I beat that guy, and then I played this Genjiro. This dude pissed me off. Like the way he was like leaned in, like he was like this on me, and I was like, all right, personal space, bitch. Probably don't even use the other. And then he was just like when he did his moves, he was like, and I was like, all right, obnoxious as fuck. But anyway,
got in your head.
2-1, I lost to him. I think so that became the joke, was he played Genjiro. Genjiro was in the finals at Evo. Genjiro won Evo, the character. And it was really sort of weird. Like, I watched it, but I was like bored of the finals. So I was just like, there's no variety. This game needs a balance patch, right?
Yeah.
Because this character's too good for everything that he can do. He does. He has it all over everybody else. So I was just like, why? Anyway, went home. Day 2 rolled around. We showed up a little bit later. Got drunk because we stayed at Luxor. First time there. It's the inside of a pyramid. I'd never seen it. before, so it was like some some
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh shit, man. Like legit, it's time to duel, like right in the center. But that shit would have been hype. People wake up to see a duel.
Dude,
like,
I would have
Pegasus.
I would have dueled anywhere. I used to walk home like in an alley. I would walk home from my friend's house almost every day, and I'm like, it would be so cool if some guy just popped out and was like,
Show me your dick.
Yeah, that's more likely. But if he was like, you and me and the loser goes to the Shadow Realm, and I'd be like, I am ready, and I just load up my.
Bring it the fuck on. Where's my Exodia deck?
Yeah.
But
No, I'd be
we did
evil.
Luxor. I was super drunk, but I mean, I was vibing. We did this thing where we did a contest where they're like, hey, you just have to get the high score, and then you'll get. I could have brought home like a portable SNES thing for free.
Oh, SNES Mini or Classic, whatever.
It was a little bit weird. It's hard to explain, but like the console is the controller. As weird as that is,
Like a Game Boy.
Yeah, but it was like the joystick though. It was weird. It's kind of tacky a little bit.
Was it homemade?
No, it's made by a company. And I was just like
Illegal co.
illegal co. Copyright co. Copyright LLC.
Yeah.
So, and then this girl was like, hey, you just get the high score, whatever. I got a really low score, and I was like, my ego will not allow this. So I did it again, and then she's like, all right, what's your number? We'll call you if you get, what's it called? So I was like, all right, cool. When we left the venue eventually, and we went back and got even more drunk, she called me twice. And I was like, fuck, man. I didn't realize it at the time. I was like, why is this California number calling me? And then literally 30 minutes on the dot later, called again, and I was just like,
so that was yours to take.
I'm sipping my drinks. And then next thing you know, the next morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I was like, no. So, fuck me. Got to saw really cool finals. Dragon Ball was cool. I did not see Eunice. I saw some of Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur was finals for Soul Calibur was on Friday, the day the tournament started. For perspective, Smash ended Evo's was the last finals for Evo.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just saying
Popular
as an
as fuck.
example. Well, I mean, they were both populated, but for instance, BB Tag, Blaze Blue Tag, was Sunday, I believe. Yeah, it was Sunday. And it had less people than Soul Calibur. Like, they were like, all right, get out of the way, Soul Calibur.
Well, maybe they wanted like a highlight every night, and they.
Well, yeah, and which honestly they used to do them all, like most of them on Saturday, and then like 4 of them on Sunday or something like that or whatever. This worked out better. They had 9 games, so if I remember correctly, so much better. Dragon Ball Finals was probably my favorite. Mortal Kombat was interesting. Tekken was pretty good. I don't care about BB Tag. And Eunice, I didn't even see.
I'm surprised by
Eunice.
that.
What?
The Eunice one.
What do you mean?
I'm surprised you weren't into it.
Oh no, it wasn't that I wasn't into it. We were busy. We showed up late to Evo. Well, he's right. We showed up to Evo late on the second day, and Eunice had already ended.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, "Fuck me, man." So
I'm just saying, what else could you be busy doing in Vegas?
Yeah.
we were drinking. I played blackjack for the first time. Clay gave me $100 and was like, "All right, go nuts." And I was like, "Are you sure?" So we played together. I didn't know what the fuck. Like, I was just like, "All right." Dealer,
Dude, blackjack is scary to play. Because
it
like it's easy to play like it with your friends or
Gambling
whatever.
is scary.
But yeah, like gambling at a casino is scary because there's rules about like your ball playing against the dealer, and there's things you have to do, and if you don't do it, like certain people will be really mad at you.
Well, you're playing with the dealer. You're not playing against them. They want.
No,
you to
it's
win.
like it's weird. It's like all the players are on one side and the dealer's on the other. The way
I
it
know.
works. But
Played.
it's like I understand how to play the game, but I don't understand how to play it at a casino. Because it's slightly different than just playing it with your friends. It's weird.
Just a little bit. Maybe there's not a big titty girl that's like, you should bet or you should hit.
Where?
this. You know,
I live my life one titty at a time. I had to state that today already.
That's already come up.
So, yeah, but
I want to know what happened to Eric.
Anyway, so yeah, I did that.
This ain't the first time I've said it, and it won't be the last.
Won't
In
be
the last 12 hours.
Let me tell you about tits. And I want my tits. You owe me my tits. So yeah, we did that. Evo overall was pretty good. We did Korean barbecue.
Is this the last Evo?
Nope.
So
He came home.
almost on command. Hey, go ahead.
He came home and he goes, "Oh, dude, Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear. I'm gonna play that game next year at Evo."
Guilty Gear blew my goddamn balls
I
off.
was
Which,
like-
by the way, it's playable next month
Wow.
at a tournament. They just announced it. The fucking game looks too goddamn gorgeous, and I was looking at it. I was like, oh fuck, because I was gonna play Grand Blue Fantasy. Now, Grand Blue Fantasy, they're like, they announced the release date at Evo. So they had a tournament for it, which I didn't compete in. I think my brother might have. I gotta ask him. But they're like, oh, after the tournament, we're gonna talk about the release date. So I was like, I want to know about this stuff. I woke up. The first thing Clay said to me, not even good morning, was, yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy is coming out in February. I was just like, ugh. Like I just woke up, fucking just so tired, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, because that was what I was looking forward to. Lo and behold, my goddamn balls get blown off because I'm just minding my own fucking business. And then, because we were at Korean Barbecue when they showed off Guilty Gear. Or no, we were at an arcade when they showed off Guilty Gear. We didn't even see it. Like, that place was dark as fuck in there. And then we were leaving, and because Arc System Works was like, yo, Ben have Evo. She's gonna get hype. And then I was just like, all right, maybe it's gonna be a new JoJo, right? It might be that JoJo fighter that we've been waiting for. And then lo and behold, it's a new Guilty Gear, and it's like a 30 second, like the bulk of it of the trailer is like 30 seconds, and I watched that shit over and over and over. I was like, I'm going back. I'm going back. Just one more time. I've never played Guilty Gear at Evo in a tournament setting. My second favorite fighting game character is in that, which is Slayer. So the vampire that doesn't lose, he just stops fighting because he's just like,
Is he actually in it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They're probably gonna do a redesign on him because Kai and Soul that guy look fucking different. So
Yeah, the new art style of it, I actually really liked, and I told JD this as soon as he mentioned it to me. First off, my soul was very happy to hear that he was going to continue playing. It was even happier to know that it was for Guilty Gear, because one of the first games when we started the Itch that I watched you play that actually got me interested in the whole fighting thing. I was like, what are you doing? Like, what is this setup? How does this work? Was because of Guilty Gear. It was actually like, for the longest time, it was one of our highest viewed videos for reviews.
oh really?
Yeah, it was actually.
For a long time.
There's girls with large breasts in that game.
Daddies.
Yeah, there's a lot of cosplayers there too. At Evo. And
Daddies.
some dressing like, I was like, you probably shouldn't be walking around public with that. Like one of the girls, she
You shouldn't be
pretty much-
walking around in public like that. You should come back to my hotel room.
Yeah. She's asking for it.
Yeah, right. She's dressed like it. No, but seriously though, yeah, there was a girl that was in like cosplay. She uses a guitar, and her hat like shoots shit out. Whatever it's got, her hat is sentient.
And it
And
does too.
anyway, but she was dressed very like super crazy provocative, and I was like, probably shouldn't be dressing like that in public, because and here's the main reason why. All jokes aside, there was a legit like sexual harassment thing that happened at the after party because some gamers are fucking stupid. This dude just like stuck his hand up this girl's skirt, and there were multiple witnesses, and it became a huge fucking deal. And this guy is like, he was like taken out by the Mandalay Bay like press and stuff like that. I think the police are involved and stuff.
I'm gonna correct your statement there, JD. It's not a shitty gamer or a gamer being a piece of shit. It's a person. It's a human being.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Because Just because he's a gamer doesn't mean he's a pervert.
You're right.
Just like video games don't cause people to be violent. People are just violent.
People are just violent.
You guys are saying pervert. I'm saying hero.
No. Yeah, it was a big deal. That's it. Nice segue. Let's move on to the next topic.
Speaking of pedophiles, Eric went to Disneyland.
No! He's bringing back. I thought he was going into the topic that we were going to talk about. But
I was trying to segue
speaking
into
of
the,
trips,
the Donald Trump.
yeah.
They let Eric free.
I got out of Disney jail.
How
I
was
ate
it?
my way out of the candy bars.
I told Eric that Disneyland is like a magical. It's like a weird magic to it. I can't pinpoint it, but I didn't love being there necessarily. But when I left, I look back on it very fondly. Eric, what's your opinion?
You know, we actually haven't really talked about this too much because, like, you asked me how it went, and I was like, "Yeah, it was good."
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Sorry,
It's been like 2 weeks. I'm like, hey, how was Disneyland? Yeah, sorry.
it's just been so crazy since.
I hope
But
you
no,
die.
actually, this is a great opportunity to talk about it because I really haven't talked about it with too many people. Like, I barely talked to you about it, JD. It's just kind of
You had me for like an hour. What are you talking about? Yeah, I was sitting down in your room. My legs started to hurt.
oh
That's
when
why
I
sat
first got
down.
back.
Yeah,
When I first got
remember
back,
that, Eric?
okay.
JD was crying. You were holding.
This is what I was doing to the kids in line. No, so overall, I don't understand why adults love Disneyland so much.
Oh.
I don't understand it, but I understand why an adult who brings a child to Disneyland loves it so much because we brought my little cousin Ada, who's on her way to being 3 years old. Watching her see Olaf for the first time, she's not going to remember this shit when she gets older. She's really not.
She might.
She's
She
two,
might
maybe,
remember little pieces of it.
maybe. But I'm going to remember it all. And as selfish as this is, she made Disneyland enjoyable for me. Thank you very much for dragging her around. Like, I'm grateful that my aunt and uncle flew her out so that she could make my Disneyland trip worth it.
Yeah.
Because watching the magic of Disneyland through her eyes really made everything kind of like, this is what it's all about. This is really the thing. There's a lot of things that I was taking for granted that she was losing her fucking mind over.
Yeah.
Like you walk
absolutely.
by like a poster and it's a Forky from Toy Story.
Oh.
And she's like, Forky, you're trash. And like kept walking. And like that was it. That was all the interaction was. But I didn't even notice the damn sign.
I heard the same thing at Evo, but it wasn't in the same context. Bro, you trash. Walked away. That was it.
Boy, you trash. Slips hand under skirt.
Oh god.
So some of the other really big interactions she had, she's going on 3. Struggles with saying some of her words, right? She's not perfectly enunciating anything yet. And her favorite ride is the carousel, right?
The Mickey one. Wait, no.
Just carousels in general.
Oh, okay.
She just loves carousels. So we get there, and I don't know if there's a carousel at this place. So I'm looking to ask some staff, like, where's the carousel? How do I get to the carousel? And she meets Anna and Elsa from Frozen, and she loses her goddamn mind. And she's just like, oh! Just freaks out, goes running up to him. And this and that, and I pick her up and I'm holding her and stuff. And Anna and Elsa go, oh, Princess Ada, what do you want to ride today? What's your favorite ride? And she goes, kill yourself.
Oh. She's not my favorite person
Let
ever.
it go. Let it go. Doesn't matter anymore.
So she's like, kill yourself. Immediately, I'm like, and it's like carousel. She said carousel. She wants to ride the carousel.
And she's like shaking her.
She's like, no.
If you
no.
get off yourself.
Yeah. Like the
But
ride where you're
that-
dead.
Like that was memorable. I'll never forget that.
That's awesome.
When she saw Olaf, like she lost her mind even more seeing Olaf. And then when she saw Forky, when she saw Woody, when she saw Bo Peep, when she saw Goofy, which the nowadays kids cartoon stuff, I didn't really think Goofy was that big of a deal.
Man.
She lost her mind over it.
Stand down.
Well, not anymore.
I still stand down. Come on.
But the little kids right now, they're not watching Goofy. They're not watching Mickey.
They're playing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, right. It's all about your heart.
Even then, it's just all about the Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like the Pixar, like California Adventure, like Cars Land and all that stuff. Like she got to meet Mater, and Mater was talking with her, and she was again losing her mind. Food, like as far as expense wise, like how expensive Disneyland was, it really wasn't that bad once you got there.
No, it's not too bad.
As long as you don't sit down to have food. If you sit down at a restaurant at Disneyland, you're gonna spend $40 to $50 for 2 people. But if you just go to the corn dog stands and like the fat, like they call it, was it quick food or something is what they call it there. If you just go around grabbing that stuff, you're gonna be full all day. And you're spending $3 to $4, or it's like $3 to $6 per thing you're eating.
They hype up MSG in it. Make sure you stay full.
Yeah, like it honestly.
Be fat and happy.
It was enjoyable. The lines were no longer than 30 minutes a ride.
Dude, is that because of the Star Wars thing?
Yeah, the Star Wars ride was over an hour. That was over an hour.
Did you do that?
I did. I did Smuggler's Run. So what they do is they give 3 different roles. So you have 2 pilots, you have 2 gunners, and you have 2 engineers. And your job as the pilot, you have the left pilot who controls the moving the left and right of the Millennium Falcon, and then you have the right pilot who controls the up and down. And there's a screen going on, and you're like you're doing a smuggle run, so you're trying to grab stuff and run.
Is this the 12 parsecs sort of thing?
No.
It's not the. I thought that's.
Well, I can't remember the name of that run right now.
The Kessel Run.
Kessel Run. Yeah, it's not the Kessel Run. No, it's
you're literally. That's what's it called, right? That's
the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah. So this is like
Spencer.
Han
Shut up. Just let him tell a story.
Han Solo's not around.
Yeah.
So he's not around, and Chewie, it's his ship, and some other guy, the guy I guess who built the Millennium Falcon originally, is like trying to borrow it. No. He's the guy who, shit, I almost messed that up. I did mess that up, but he's the guy who ran Han Solo's original debt. Like he was like the big pirate smuggler.
Wait, Paul Bettany, his character with the daggers in the Han Solo thing.
Wait, from Solo?
Yeah,
I don't think it's from Solo. No.
Oh, okay, so it's like an outside story.
Yeah, I think it's Anyways,
extended.
He gets you to ride to take. You're his crew to take the Millennium Falcon out. Chewie's not with you. So first off, you stay on the line. You get inside. And you start walking through all the bays and stuff of the Millennium, not of the Millennium Falcon, but where the Millennium Falcon is being stored.
Yeah.
Then you get to walk in and look at the room where Luke is practicing the lightsaber with the blaster mask on. Then you have the chest like over on the side.
Meeting room?
Yeah, like their lobby area, whatever you call it. Their court, mix hall, lunch hall,
mess hall.
Mess hall. That's the thing.
Mix hall. Mix it up, dog.
So you're in there and you're kind of looking around, and they start handing you guys out these passes, and you have your pilots, and you have the different controls. You have the gunners who then shoot stuff, and then you have my job, which is the engineer, right?
Oh,
the engineer. My job was to fix, like, anytime the pilots or the gunners would shoot ourselves, or the pilots would run us into things, or we'd get shot too much. My job was to keep the shields up and to repair the ship and fix things if they broke or whatever.
So you're like R2-D2.
Yeah, I was R2-D2. My dad and girlfriend were driving, so all I did the entire time.
So you had a really good driver and a really bad one.
Both bad drivers.
Oh.
So I'm sitting the entire time. I'm just smacking the repair buttons. At one point I just stopped looking at the wall because I wanted to see where we were going and what was going on. I constantly had to turn and flip these switches and smack these buttons. I just started doing this so that I could watch the rest of the ride.
That's producer Eric. Flip the switches, make sure the ship's going.
Yeah, and then there was you got to line up the ship. Like the pilots have to line up the ship for the engineer to harpoon the cargo. And I sat there and I was like, all right, here we go. Click. No, you guys aren't lined up. You guys aren't lined up. No, you guys aren't even close to that. So I just sat there and just went and just rapidly hit the button. And then they grazed over the target zone. It's all, you got it. Good job. I was like, God.
Oh.
Did this feel like a Destiny raid with a bunch of newbies? You're like, fucking get out of the light!
They should have had present day Harrison Ford narrate the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
Great job. Good.
Yeah.
Smugglers. Why did it have to be smugglers? Yeah.
Dock the ship.
So
Right.
I'm sitting in there, and there's 3 other people in there with us, and they're all like tween, teens, whatever, 18, 16
Local
year olds.
ruffians.
Toddlers.
Ne'er do
Yeah,
well.
they're toddlers, and they're sitting there, and they're like, "We're gonna do this. We're totally gonna win." And she like high fived me. I'm like, "Yeah, we are. What the fuck are we like? What are you doing? Oh, you're not okay. You're not driving. Oh shit. Britt and Dad are driving. We're fucked. This whole mission's shit now."
I would
so-
think your dad would be a good driver.
He is. I'm just giving up.
It's like the inconsistencies of like, you forgot you're at Disneyland, it feels like. But it's like, all right, so this is Star Wars. Hey, they got some people die in Star Wars. Give me some maturity.
Yes, Star Wars and Disney to me, like, so
Feel
there's
like
3 parts to it. It was Star Wars, Pixar, and then Disney. They like divided up that way to me.
Yeah.
I spent like 3.5 hours in Disneyland or in Star Wars Land, and then like 3 hours in the entirety of Disneyland, the rest of Disneyland, and then I spent like 6 hours. God, I spent like 10 hours in California Adventure.
Good damn.
But anyway, so
Adventure's fun.
the tweens, the toddlers, she's like, "We're gonna do this, high five, yeah!" And I was like, "All right, yeah." We get in there and we start shooting stuff, and the girl in front of me is the gunner, and she's all shooting stuff. She's like, "Oh, I killed him! I killed him!" I was like, "Don't get cocky, kid."
I'm proud of you for saying that.
Slaps his knee, no one gets it. He's just like,
It was only me and my dad got that joke in the entire thing, and then I started yelling things like, there's a part where you have to hit like light speed. My dad's sitting there and he's trying to push the things forward. It's all.
You said, "Do you mind if I get out and put? You want me to get out and push?"
No, so my dad was like, "It's not my fault. It's not my fault."
Oh, I'm sad that nobody else would have gotten that.
No,
I don't actually get that one.
No, so
That's
when
Empire
the
Strikes Back.
movie.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. In the movie, they're trying to use jump light speed, and then Princess Leia is glaring at Han Solo, like, "Why the hell is the hyperdrive not fixed?" And he's like, "It's not my fault." Yeah, it's the exact same lines. There was another one too where I just started doing my Chewbacca yell. I just started doing that, like, in the back. I was like,
That's
I
good.
started doing that over and over.
I was like, you started sounding like the same. That's all
So
they say is, hey.
my shirt that my mom, so my mom made Disneyland shirts for all of us, and mine said "Talk Wookiee to me." When we first walked into Star Wars Land, Chewbacca was out there greeting us, and I walked up to him and I started yelling at him in Wookiee.
In Kashyyyk.
And, yeah, Kashyyyk, yeah. And he was yelling
Oh,
back.
he knows
at me.
that, but he doesn't know one line from Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, God forbid. I know a planet, but not a single source of dialogue.
So
Anyway.
Chewbacca and I go back and forth, and Spencer, I'm looking forward to you trying the Wookiee cookies when you get out there.
Wookiee cookies.
Yeah.
What do
You
they
gotta
got
try
on
the
them?
Wookiee cookies. They're a little chewy, but I enjoyed them.
Are they ginger?
No, they're chewy.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Are they ginger?
That took me a second.
Well, they have no soul. Oh, my God. Are they gingers?
I have had one alcoholic beverage, which is not common for me. I do not drink, so if I'm a little slow on the uptake,
Oh,
Speaking
today?
of,
it's the Michelob Ultra. Yes.
You had one today?
Yeah, we went out
That's
as
Michelob.
at a work
That's-
thing.
but it's an ultra.
It's an ultra.
Plus ultra.
Plus Ultra. Speaking of alcohol, I know there was a Catalina wine mixer that someone went to.
Oh, I made a lightsaber.
Oh, yeah, he made it.
Did you bring it?
Yeah, it's in my room. It's over my bed.
It's over my bed. So that I wake up in the
And then also,
Like, I'm a Jedi.
I did go drink at the cantina, which apparently has a two drink maximum and a time limit, and it was like $40 for 3 of us to get 1 drink. Ridiculous, but the beers were okay. The black tea that Britt got was fucking amazing, but it was like $10, but it was amazing.
It was alcohol?
No.
Oh.
It was just tea.
Even more.
I'll go get the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Catalina, but I'll keep it brief because I talked about it on the last podcast. I got very sunburned, and there's almost no beach there. Not that I really wanted to go to a beach much anyway.
You're not a beach guy.
No.
I'm saying you're not a beach guy. I'm not saying, are you a beach guy? No, I know you.
Yeah. And then the restaurants were not very great. You had to pay. Some of the restaurants were charging $5 for water because I only drink water. And then Michelob Ultras.
I would say, fuck you and fuck that service, dog. I don't care what you're giving me. Y'all out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, that was wild. But it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And I was glad to be there. Hang out with the family.
Hang out with the fam bam.
Yeah.
Who's the family?
I guess while we're here real quick, JD, what have you been playing?
Don't worry, JD, I'll protect you.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Sam Show, obviously, Samurai Showdown.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy. Obviously, everyone's aware of that. What the fuck is going on? Oh, this is goddamn Grubhub. Sorry. And then whoops.
Don't worry, I won't touch you with the sharp part.
Show them the handle first.
The handle's really the most important part.
Yeah, it really is.
Hey guys.
That looks sick.
It doesn't.
Is that like a tusk of something?
It's a Rancor tooth.
Oh, Rancor tooth. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking Rancors, dog.
Turn that guy on. Cut off JD's head. Oh shit, that looks legit.
Don't hit me.
I love it. So you custom built that?
Yeah, so the way that this goes, you have, it's a plastic chassis.
Damn, break your wrist, why don't you? God.
It's a plastic chassis, and then you have 2 options for the bottom here, and you screw that on, and then you have this bottom part here. Then you have I've actually never taken this off. Give me a second.
He snaps it now.
So then there's the top part right here, and then you have another part right here that you pick, and some of these parts are interchangeable. So like this top part and this part here, you can switch sides. It doesn't really matter which side it's on. I should show you the Kaiba crystal.
Yeah, I want to see that crystal.
See that crystal, bro.
I've actually never fully taken this apart. So let's hope I can get it back together.
If you hear a big snap, that's a good thing.
So then you have these 2 parts.
Oh, wow, there's a crystal in there. Holy shit.
And the crystal actually comes out. So you can actually change this, which I wasn't able to purchase any because they were only selling red and blue. And I
did not want to be a Sith.
I did not want to be a Sith. I wanted to get like the green one or something like that, but you can't purchase the green one separately right now. Unless since I've left, since they've added it, or if they've brought it back. You hear that? You're plugging in your crystal, it's acknowledging it.
Crystal
accepted.
accepted.
Yeah. So then you would sit there and you have. Oh, I gotta put this on first.
Oh, it's not real to rebuild.
This is a reenactment of me putting it back together.
Yeah. Well, it's not really reenactment of you putting it back together. It's you putting it back together.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a reenactment of me putting it together while I was there.
Oh, you put it together yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You like, there's a whole ceremony and everything that goes along with it.
Oh, that's
like they
cool.
actually like the lady screwed up. She was like, because they show off the crystals and they're telling you like, oh, what crystals you can pick and stuff, and they're like, oh, you could get the blue lightsaber, the blue crystal, which was Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they start listing off like different people that used those color lightsabers, and they get to the red one, and they're like, oh, and it was held by Darth Maul, Massage Ventress, and Darth Vader, and now it's held by Darth Vader. And we all just kind of looked at each other and we're like, what? And she just kind of like closed her eyes for a second, and then she kept talking.
She didn't correct it?
Or what if Kylo Ren calls himself Darth Vader in the next one?
She gave us a spoiler.
Probably
Ooh.
will. Spoiler, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren is Darth Vader.
Will you please buy our movie now?
According to a minimum wage employee at Disneyland.
I don't have minimum wage, man. They make okay money.
No,
I
they
know
don't.
about that, because one of my grocery baggers, cashiers, she works at Disneyland.
There you go. She works at Disneyland.
She works at Disneyland and she's a grocery bagger.
They did the lady that doesn't own Disneyland, but she inherited a lot of Disneyland stuff. Like her parents were involved in, like it was Walt Disney's brother. I can't remember, but her kid who inherited a lot of that just released a memo about it, or like an article saying that she was
Fucking sucks.
People in Disneyland are like digging through the trash to get food and stuff.
Gross. Who would ever eat food out of a trash can? How could you ever be best friends with a person like that?
I've done it.
Something I didn't know about.
I've done it twice.
You've done it twice?
Yeah, the grapes. I did it with grapes and a donut.
I was best friend, I'm sorry. I became best friends with Spencer after this. That was the first time I met him.
Yeah, I was elbow deep inside of a garbage can.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Spencer. I wanna."
I mean, if you want them.
It's like an AA meeting.
Yeah, it was the first time that I had ever met him, and I was like, "Huh, I think we're gonna be best friends."
You know, on account of your trash.
Out of kind of the trash you. Yeah. Speaking of trash, Eric, what have you been playing lately?
Pokemon Go. I actually just started back up.
It's like new shit. Right?
Did you play it? Did you play it at Disneyland?
Not really. I mean, I had it on. I had like my Pokemon Go Plus going. I had that going, but I really didn't have time to look at my phone. There's too much going on.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I mean, I did catch like the Pokemon Go thing caught like 300 Pokemon.
He gets his sheath for his lightsaber.
It caught like 300 Pokemon.
That's how you know it's legit.
Oh, highly recommend not carrying this around with you all day. If you're gonna make this thing,
Drop it off.
drop it off the hotel, because getting on and off rides with this all day, it's pretty damn cumbersome, and you're always worried about breaking it.
I forgot to ask you, did you go on Splash Mountain?
I did not.
What?
Yeah.
How did you not go on the best ride there?
We were
Disney-
I had a lot of time where I was just hanging out with the kiddo, and then all of a sudden it was time to go, or time for this reservation or that. So I will say I didn't do a lot of the adult rides. I did all the kid rides. So when I go back, I plan on doing all the like the cars ride, and I didn't get to do Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I didn't do Splash Mountain. I didn't do the Incredicoaster.
Wait, you didn't do any of the damn rides.
I did all the adult stuff, or the kid stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't get to
don't
do any of
be
the
bad,
big
that's-
rides.
You didn't do this shit!
Oh my god! I told you to ditch those kids.
It actually, like I said, man, it made the Disneyland trip for me. I did Pirates of the Caribbean, which I was honestly disappointed by that one. Haunted House, Haunted Mansion, that one I really liked. That
Well,
one was
remember
really-
that the Pirates one is like 60 years old.
Is it?
Something
Wait,
like
is
that?
it?
It's
That's
super
old.
old.
Jack Sparrow's in it.
They've added things
Yeah, but
and
they
stuff
added
like
him.
that, but
Oh, fuck you, Jack Sparrow, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's, remember when he said that?
I remember that. One for one. That was Jack Sparrow. That was fine.
sure you can quote that movie.
I'm fucking Jack Sparrow. Yeah, of course I can. I might have actually seen that more than so. But
Disappointing.
I'm gonna watch Star Wars when we finish this now.
I'm fucking Jack goddamn Sparrow.
We should marathon Star Wars at some point.
No, we've got another
I
movie
actually
that we
own
watch.
all of them now on Blu-ray.
Oh.
No, except for the new ones. I don't own the newest ones.
I own all of them except for the Solo movie and The Last Jedi.
Solo
The Last
actually-
Jedi made me stop wanting to own them all.
But this.
The Han Solo one made me want to stop watching.
I liked that one more than The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I was like, it's not absolute ass. I mean, you know, all right. I'm gonna be honest. Here's my identifier. I will. I'll always be down with anything with Donald Glover.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, hey, whatever.
Seasons
Hate your life, or you could be like me.
after anything after the first season of Community, I am not down with. All other seasons are crap.
All right. But what about his music career? Tell me about that, Spence.
His music career can fuck off.
You can fuck it.
Oh.
His music career is great,
I know he seems pretty good. I just not my cup of tea.
right? It's the black music.
To finish answering your question, Destiny 2 and one dungeon of Final Fantasy 14 since I've last been on this.
Breaks my heart.
I did actually play a shit ton when I was in Cali. Final Fantasy.
Ironically enough, I legit asked him after the first day. I was like, "Was you on last night?"
On your
Hell
laptop?
yeah,
Did you bring
I was
your
like,
laptop?
yeah.
I brought my laptop and I sat on the third floor of the beach house we were on. I watched the sunset and I played some Final Fantasy 14 and watched the ocean.
Eric's freaking baller out there. He's on a third floor of a beach house.
Damn, Ark.
Yeah, no, I sat up there and just chilled out and I watched the frat party that was going on underneath. Just watched all the girls in the string bikinis and played some Final Fantasy and
Watch all the guys like, bitch, you know you want
I was watching them play a new game that I'd never seen before.
it.
Yeah.
I've never seen that shit.
It was
It's
called,
called date rape.
It was like beer pong, but with dice. And you would lob the dice up in the air. And it had to go like 8 feet. And it would hit the table. And if it bounced towards the people who threw it, they would cheer. If it bounced away, they're like, fuck. Like,
It's a game with no rules.
I didn't. So I actually ended up looking it up while I was sitting up there, and I'm like, okay. So there's big ass table, and then there's red cups on each corner. The objective is to either make it into that cup, and to make it into your opponent's cup, and then you get to sign the table, or you want the dice to roll back to you so you can grab it. And if you catch it, you can roll and get that many points that you rolled. And it's like the first of 10
Were
or
these
something like
these
that.
people white?
Yes.
Hey, these fellas.
Sorry, I had to
what?
think about it.
You know, it's funny. We
Their
should,
bathing suit bottoms are black and pink polka dot with like a yellow bikini.
We should play reverse beer.
Reverse beer pong.
Yeah.
You drink the beer
Objective is-
before you put it in the cup.
Yeah, right. Oh shit! That's me every night. No, we should play. We should make it to where you have to make it into your own cups, but you have to bounce it off. So,
Bounce it off the ceiling. And,
bounce it off the ceiling. No, maybe not the ceiling. That's too low. But bounce it off a wall or something. Probably not. Anyway, wine mixers done.
that
Evo,
game, yeah.
Evo done. Disney done. Let's talk about topics.
Oh wow.
I guess I didn't play anything. I've certainly not been active
I
playing
expect
games.
you haven't. So let's talk about our topics.
It looks like
Spencer, what you been playing, man?
it looks like he's getting a little angry.
I beat
Get a little
Dragon
angry.
Quest 6.
Anyway, let's talk about those topics.
Be careful. He plays a lot of video games. He could be violent.
Oh, that's supposed to be our main event topic.
You played Dragon Quest VI?
Yeah, and I beat it.
Do you attack people in that game?
So where does that? What
yeah.
system did that come out on?
Came out
Tell
on
me
the
about it.
Super Nintendo. Came out around the same time Chrono Trigger came out.
Was that around the time when violence was invented?
Oh my god.
Keep going.
And
There's little mummers of the topic we're going to talk about.
it was good. There was a ruler in it who was mean.
Oh, did you kill him?
With your violence.
With your violence? Did you use extra violence on it?
It was very long. It was 55 hours. I played it on my phone.
Violence?
I played the.
Are you sure
You're not even listening. Now you're just saying. It's not even a segue anymore.
Did it desensitize you?
Was the ruler's skin color orange?
Yes.
What about his hair?
His name was
Was it floppy?
his name was Donald Trump. He was in Dragon Quest VI. Wow, what foresight the game had.
It's the
Yeah,
new Simpsons.
yeah. Apparently, Donald Trump is blaming video games for violence.
Wait, tell me about the game you've been playing.
Let's talk about your game
So,
of violence.
Dragon Quest 6. You're playing it on your phone.
Dragon Violence 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd like it, but I absolutely love it. All games should be on the phone from now on.
You love
Really?
violence?
So is that like a ROM? Did you play it ROM or does it actually
No,
release?
It released on it.
Oh,
Cost me $15 or $10 or
Really?
something. Yeah, but they changed the control to a wheel, and you just move your character with. I'm doing this, but you are not seeing it. There you go. Not that this is gonna help. It's like I'm strumming a clit or something. But you move with the wheel, and then you just push buttons like that. If there's no buttons to push, you just push the screen to be like your action. So it's just one-handed control of the entire game.
is that what they did with Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest 8?
Yeah.
They
But
did the
it's
same thing with that.
Yeah, but 8 is a little bit more difficult because it's the 3D game. Dragon Quest 6 is isometric, like a older RPG.
Did they enhance the graphics on it at all?
No, it's not. But it's not the Super Nintendo one. It's the DS one. They re-released 4, 5, and 6 on the DS, not the 3DS, the DS, and it is enhanced with that version. But it is that version. So
is it still the strict turn-based? They didn't change it into the combat or?
correct.
Did you ever play 6 before?
No, I've never played any Dragon Quest on their original hardware except for 8 and
9.
11. No,
Really?
9 I played. 9 I emulated.
So how did you become such a big fan of Dragon Quest then?
8 got me super into it, and then I got 4 on the DS a long time ago, and loved that one, and then just started working my way up from there.
So you said you have to use it. No, I'm sorry.
And I played 1 and 2 on an emulator, but even those versions were Game Boy versions, not the NES versions of the original.
Oh.
Because it's really hard for me to go back.
No.
Yeah. I've beaten all of them except for 5, which I'm about to start. And 5 I should beat because they're making the movie out of that. That's the new Dragon Quest movie. And then
Wait, I'm sorry. What? There's a Dragon Quest movie?
yeah, the trailer's out. It's pretty cool. And then
Spencer likes his
I haven't beaten 9, but 9's almost doesn't count, but I'm gonna do it anyway. 9 is on the DS, and it's like almost like a multiplayer game, but you can play it single player, and that's how I'll have to play it. And 10 is.
How do you play that multiplayer?
It was on
Is it couch co-op or online?
No, it was on the DS, and it was like local multiplayer, and you can play with other people and build your own character and everything. It's pretty cool, but I'll be playing it by myself because I'm a neat guy. And then 10 is only in Japan, but I really want to play it, but it's only in Japan, and it's an MMORPG.
So aren't they coming out with an MMORPG for this? And which one is it?
No, there was rumors that it was going to come out, but it won't. Maybe it'll depend on Dragon Quest XI's success, which comes out in a couple months on the Switch.
So are you doing a full review of Dragon Quest 6? Because I'll stop asking questions if you are.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll review all of them.
Yeah. list. Like 50 best rappers.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, maybe I will do them all. That'd be fun. My favorite's 11. 11's so good. Everyone should play that.
You said
But it's also 120 hours long.
You had a wheel? How's that supposed to work?
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
I'm still like trying to figure that out. Like,
yeah, you got a movement wheel. Let's see if I can get a circle. Oh, I'll just put my hand. Like a circle that's at the bottom, and your thumb goes in the middle and then moves up either way you want. And that's how you go up, down, left, right, etc., etc. And then if you just push, you can push anywhere on the screen, and it's like your action button, like talking to people. And
that's so weird.
Super intuitive though once you get used to it.
Well, most of the games that I'm used to usually have controls like this. Speaking of violence in video games.
Speaking of violence in video games, I hear Destiny 2 has cross saves.
Oh, that's right. Fuck! You had to put that topic in.
Destiny 2 cross save. So I just actually, so this is, a lot of people have talked about it, and I'm actually getting back into Destiny 2. They introduced, like, they're like, oh, we're coming to an end. We're about to come out with our big expansion that's coming out. You're gonna have to pay full price for it.
$60?
It's gonna be like $60 for the expansion. But here's where it's cool. First off, before I even knew the price, Destiny 1 Taken King was by far the best version of Destiny 1 that they had. They did an amazing job with Taken King. And you started to see the game getting better and better as it went on. Destiny 2 is following the same life cycle. So they're about to release this new thing, and Shadowkeep that they're releasing is offering a lot more RPG features. That's basically what they're advertising. They're like, we've done the shooter thing. We're an MMO, but we're missing a lot of the RPG elements. We're about to bring it all to you guys. You guys are going to have customizable armor, so many things you can do with the different armor. There's going to be a lot more RPG elements, so on and so forth. I said, cool, sign me up. I'm going to stop listening now so I don't spoil myself on a lot of your facts. So I dipped out, and then I started back up 2-3 weeks ago, found out that they're doing cross-save. I said, okay, so it's not cross-play, so I can't get on my PS4 and play with someone who's on PC, but I can save my character and then go play on either console or PC.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually going to be moving over to PC because that's actually a lot of my friends moved over to PC to play Destiny. And I was just about to buy all the DLC. And someone goes, wait, don't buy anything, because come the release of Shadowkeep, all of Destiny 2 becomes free, except for the Shadowkeep content.
In the base game, right?
The base game is free also. All of it's free.
Sure.
I am pretty sure.
Fortunately, thanks to and I'm quoting this from Games Radar. Thanks to Destiny 2 free-to-play version, Year 1 content and basic activities like Crucible and Patrol Zones will be free on all platforms.
Basic activities like Crucible, I should fucking hope so. At least Crucible. Give me that shit.
Yeah.
But if you want to access new exotics, story content, DLC raids, or the like on another platform, you'll need to buy that DLC again.
Yeah, so it's...
so technically I could play.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could totally play. So the other thing is you got to log... So the things with the cross-save, you log into your Bungie.net, you select what console you're playing on, console or PC or Xbox. What are you playing on primarily?
Yeah.
You select your primary account, and whatever level that character is on that account becomes your new primary. So say if you're about to start playing on PC, you've never played on PC before, your PS4 version has a level 30 character or whatever, right? You set your PS4 as your primary account. That character then becomes your saved character, and then you just go jump on the PC and play on PC.
And then get slaughtered.
You buy the Shadowkeep game.
Probably for life, people.
Yeah, it's actually switching over to.
It's
gonna be a lot different.
I'm excited for this for entirely different reasons than cross save.
Tell me more, Spence.
Well, JD, this seems
What
like.
do you think, Eric?
Speaking of
think I wanna
people
hear
I
what-
fucking hate, Donald Trump said no. I think this is the first real big leap from Bungie. You know, now that they're separated from Activision, I think this is their big coming out party, and I want to see how it goes for them. I want to see if they're gay. I want to see how gay they are. Hopefully, really gay.
Yeah,
for me.
I mean the
consumer.
Google Stadia. So they're moving off of Battle.net. They're moving from Battle.net to Steam.
That fucking sucks. I guess I'll get it there then.
They're moving from Battle.net to Steam, and then they will be moving from Steam to the Epic Launcher.
What's the Epic Launcher?
The butt of a lot of jokes. That's what the Epic.
Everyone's mad at Epic
Gotcha.
because they're competing with Steam, and apparently
dare
that's a
you
bad
compete.
thing.
We like a monarchy around here.
Yeah,
Totalitarianism, gaming,
I hate competition.
it's choice.
I want to pay more money for everything.
So, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. The cross save thing, I really like because one of the issues I run into a lot as a gamer, I have two friends that'll play this game on PC, and I'm all over it. I play with them on PC, this and that, and then they get bored, they go play some other game, and then I'm sitting there looking at my console, and I'm watching four of my other friends play on there. But now I got to start over and repurchase the game.
It's just dwindling.
And I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to start over. And I don't want to spend another $60. So I'll just stop playing because I'm bored now.
To be fair, though, to do the new content, you will have to spend that
It
extra.
sucks.
That
I'm not saying I'm not exempt from it.
No. I'm not trying to call you out. I'm saying you're a great friend because you're like, fuck it, I love you. Here's another 60. You know.
Oh,
So,
right.
I
We'll all buy
respect
the
you.
game a second
I
time.
respect you for that.
But yeah,
Yeah.
to be fair, you will have to buy it again. The new stuff again.
Yeah, so if you want to play Shadowkeep on PC, you pay $60. If you want to take your character and then take them over to PS4, you still have to pay the $60, but you can still keep your character.
Yeah.
Currently, if you want to start, like if you want to go and play with your other friends on the other console, you have to buy the game, replay all the content you've already played, hope you get the random RNG of collecting all the weapons you got before,
Good luck.
and then you're catching up, and then they get bored and go away, and your PC friends come back.
That's kind of genius.
You know, yeah, I was actually gonna say because now they're making money.
They're making Eric.
And
They're
if
making
you
people
are
like Eric pay
false,
more money.
if you get it again, like not again, I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying like that's smart because now they're going. You should have played with your friends on console. Fuck! All it takes is one drunken night of you going. I miss playing with Steve for you to go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the game and then I'm on that one. And then you're like, shit.
Turns
I
out
don't
there
even
is
have
no
expansion.
Steve.
Yeah, there's no Steve. Your wife divorced you. You're alone.
Yeah.
Your dog's died because you haven't fed him, and then bam, there you go. Fuck, wake up to reality. That's, dude, they got you. They got you. Again, not calling you out, not dissing you. I'm just saying that is smart.
Yeah, like I was telling my buddies tonight, like I'm sick. I can't keep throwing money to this, and I'm thankful for the cross save thing, to where now I am saving time. I'm not saving money, but I'm saving time because now I don't have to spend 80 hours playing Destiny 2 on console doing content I've done already.
Yeah.
To get the stuff that I had worked my ass off on PS4 to get.
Do you think a burnout is possible? Like a greater burnout, like sort of ratio then? Because if I'm able to play it on any console, you think I'm inclined to play it as much? Like, let's just say I do everything, right? Do the raids and stuff. I'm doing everything the game already has to offer. Do you think because I can do it on console and then on PC that I'm
It's like New Game Plus.
yeah, you're just like, all right, man, I'm there, you know, like that. Because I look at it like my brother, for instance, for Final Fantasy 14, same thing, you know.
For me, it's the people that make the games fun, not the actual content.
What's the last game you played?
Final Fantasy.
When, huh? When? You talk about Shadowkeep or not Shadowbringers, all right? So I'm offended, first of all. But second, what? When's the last time we played a shooter? When's the last time all three of us played a shooter?
Oh wait,
Speaking
you're
of
including
games-
Spencer in this now?
Who's Spencer? No.
we played Ghost Recon and
We
Division.
played Ghost Recon.
We played all the way through Division. Well, you carried me through a part of it, but we played through most of it.
Why didn't you invite me to play this? Why didn't you let me play this game?
I asked you to
Why
play.
didn't you?
No,
I wanted
I
to play
asked you
this game.
Division.
Why would?
I said, "There's RPG elements. Please play." Fuck no.
No, not doing it, bro.
No.
No.
There should
Speaking
be-
of,
there should be a
though.
montage of Division.
Speaking of, I do have Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch, and if you want to get down with us, Eric, we could have 3 players playing that bitch.
Who's the third player? You have a Switch?
No, we can play on the same console.
Play on the same console.
Oh,
Come on, man.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Man.
I didn't pay attention.
You can play as
Liars.
you can play as your favorite Marvel character.
Wolverine.
You can play as
Yeah.
Wolverine.
All right.
Yeah. His
Clean
favorite-
shaven Wolverine?
Black Widow.
Teddies.
Doctor Strange.
Teddies.
The Hulk. Teddies.
Moon Knight. Psychotic titties. Psycho titties.
I'm
Yeah,
brainstorming.
I'd be down to meet up and play that game. Speaking of Nintendo, I got a plug for their Nintendo Switch cartridges. Thank you very much for putting whatever the fuck you put on that made them taste terrible, because my dog did not eat my Smash Brothers because of that.
Choice.
Good
Thank
looking
you.
out dog. And not good looking out real dog.
Yeah.
Because you tried to eat the game. Speaking of fighting games, Riot is making a fighting game. Did you hear about that, JD, when
Oh
you were
my
out at
God.
EVO?
Yes, I did. Seth Killian has disassociated himself with the project, unfortunately. Seth Killian. Let's talk about Riot. So Riot is a thing.
I've been playing a
I
Riot
wish-
game for 10 years. It's called League of Legends. It's called
Don't
Life.
start a riot. Don't start a riot now.
Some of us haven't been
Leave the
as
violence at
bored
home.
and have played other games. So with me and this new quote unquote Riot fighting game, the biggest thing that comes to mind is they're not going to be able to balance this game, because a
Oh.
fighting game compared to a MOBA is a completely different balance. That's why you don't see. That's why when Street Fighter,
Oh, God.
that's why Capcom dropped Tekken. The first thing I'm thinking is they ain't gonna balance this shit.
Teppen?
Tekken is a card game. It's a mobile card game, which, by the way,
You weren't saying
Ha-
Tekken.
no, I said Tekken
Teppen.
has a 500,000 prize pool for a tournament that they're doing. Ridiculous for a mobile game. This is why people play mobile games. God damn it! 'Cause you get money. You can get that new Prius that you want. You can fucking buy your own goddamn house and live in it and rent it out. That's why people play these goddamn
Who
mobile
the
games.
fuck wants a Prius?
I actually do.
I have a Prius.
Yeah, he has a
What
free.
the fuck?
And that'll be the show, folks.
And guess what? I'm a homo!
It doesn't matter what you think. The economy or the freaking whatever environment.
I'm happy with my Prius. It gets good gas mileage. I get a lot of cock. I mean, it's great. You should try to drive one.
That is the best reason to get a Prius I've ever heard.
All the
I like
cock.
dick. But no.
I choke on more cock than I ever have in my entire life.
I dare you to choke on more cock than me!
You spit all over the place, dog.
This is the leftover cum.
You ready to
from
yeah, you ready to promo, man?
Yeah.
Bring you to the States, bitch is like, do it. Do what you can.
What were we talking about?
Tap it or not tap it.
Mobile games giving you money.
Riot originally, and then he started talking about mobile
Riot
games.
is doing a fighting game. Seth Killian is a very prevalent person in the FGC. If you watched the Evo Finals, he was commentating for Street Fighter. He's been at Evo. I think he helped create Evo. He was like one of the moving forces of it. He also worked on Street Fighter 4. I believe he was a battle coordinator. So he like worked on the balance of it. I could be wrong. I could be making stuff up. I'm sorry. It's been a while. The villain was actually named after Seth. So Seth is the villain in Street Fighter 4 because it's named after him. And then he became a commentator, but he used to be a very prominent player. And then he was attached to the Riot project. He's now left for Epic Games to do God knows what under Epic. But Gears of War fighting game. But yeah, we'll see how
I'm
it
playing
goes.
Coltrane.
Yeah, you know it's weird. When I was at EU, right? Woo! Just grappling. What's weird is when I was at Evo, there was a shit ton of indie fighting games. A lot of them look bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna tell you. So there's one really important thing. Dragon Ball FighterZ. You see me play. One of the most important things is you like to feel like an attack hits, right? Like a oomph. When you beat someone up in Dragon Ball FighterZ, they get knocked to another part of the stage. When you hit someone with a heart attack, or an H or a C, what it's called, the camera zooms in, the screen shakes a little bit, like, I just hit your ass! Like, that's literally what you should be yelling every single time. It's showing that oomph. None of those fighting games. That's the first level, right? Like, visually.
Well, it's called
Then
polish.
Anyway, so visually, looking at it like that, right? And then you jump over to other elements of it, and you're like, well, it doesn't look like there's really any, like, combo elements to it. You know, is there frame data? Or, well, frame data's level 3, I'm sorry. Are the combo elements to it is like level 2? How does the battle system work? And level 3 is like frame data and all that shit. It just, a lot of those games just, I've watched a lot of them just like sitting there like, this game is about all the different horror like themes. And this game looks like fucking ass. It looks like it was made on Unity, and it looks like it was made on Unity. You never want that, you know? Like, Guilty Gear was made on the Unreal Engine. Does it look like it was made on the Unreal Engine? No! Because they put their own fucking style on it. And that's the thing. It's just like, ugh. So we'll see how Riot does. I don't know when they're going to announce this shit, but we'll see how Riot does.
Riot's an indie fighter. Got it.
Riot is the indie fighter, damn it.
Dude, they're owned by Tencent. They ain't indie.
But 10 cents, if all they have is 10 cents.
God, that was horrible. Also horrible is this news about Donald Trump.
Yeah. So this past weekend?
Wait, just this past episode, right? That's what we're talking about. Just this past episode, we've given this one topic 12 to 15 to 30 segues.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth it.
I was just looking at that.
Yeah.
The mouse hand is right on my hand, and it's a hand. Now it's a pointer.
Well, obviously, for as far as this podcast being a sort of time capsule, we had a pretty rough week. We had a shooting on Saturday, a shooting on Sunday, and one in
Texas, right?
Texas and one in Ohio.
And then I logged out of Destiny.
Keeps getting worse and worse, I tell you. So a lot of people died. I think we're at about 29 or something.
I think
30.
Texas alone was like in the 30s.
It was 20 something.
Yeah, high 20s, I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay, maybe more.
I believe, and there was like a manifesto and all this shit. And the guy's a fucking idiot. And
boy, it doesn't paint us whites very well. That's what I learned.
I thought we weren't supposed to paint ourselves.
Oh yeah, we don't have to because we're the best color. So turns out with all that destruction, of course,
monetized, I'm going to be associated.
It's gonna kick up a lot of problems, a lot of political agendas going on, and of course Donald Trump had to make his voice heard.
Can I just make, before we say anything further, can I just stress, we are not trying to make light of the circumstances of the people that have lost their lives or anything like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're merely trying to, we are a sometimes dark satirical channel, and I think that Spencer and his fucking tentacles slowly taking hold of the whole. So
no, absolutely. I was not making any joke about the horrible tragedy.
We're not. It's very easy for someone to say that, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Be like, oh, you're talking about what? That's not what we.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is more about Donald.
Yeah, I want to move away from talking about the tragic stuff, because I just wanted to acknowledge that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then move away from that because I do not want to talk about that.
So, removing ourselves very far away from that circumstance, Donald Trump decided, you know what, motherfuckers? It's the goddamn video games. That's what's ruined America. It's not him and his politics.
Yeah, it's
politics aside.
yeah. Who cares whether you like Donald Trump, whether you don't? You know, I have positive opinions about him. I got negative. I got both on him. But we've heard this one before. This was a big thing in the 90s. People
Early
saying
2000s.
Yeah, in that time frame. What was that lawyer's name? Do you remember the lawyer's name?
Jeff Thompson. Jeff Thompson.
It was Thompson something. Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson, yeah.
Original name is ironically John Bruce Thompson. I guess he changed his name to Jack to sound more aggressive. Is an American
I don't
actress.
give a jack.
I don't give a John about nothing.
So he can go by the name JT.
Yeah.
Well, he got.
JT. You can find him online as your boy JT.
No, you can't.
Your boy
You
JT.
can't. Don't dox me, bro.
He is known for his role as an anti-video game activist, particularly against violence and sex in video games.
I heard he lost his
penis.
ability. No, his ability to practice law
Really?
because of his outlandish claims. Yeah, I believe so.
That's pretty great.
If that is true, hilarious.
Hilarious. Depressing for him because how are you gonna make a living? Are you gonna go back to fucking Popeyes?
He can go work at Disneyland. They make a shit ton of money and they can bag groceries at the same time.
You are right. I'm
Yeah.
mistaken. So,
This is according to thegameofnerds.com.
great source.
Thompson demonstrated a pattern of conduct to strike out harshly, extensively, repeatedly, and willfully to simply try to bring as much difficulty, distraction, and anguish to those he considers in opposition to his causes. At the end of a lengthy trial, Thompson was disbarred on September 25th, 2008, and ordered to pay a lengthy fine. Should be a hefty fine, not a lengthy fine.
Yeah.
Of $43,675.
What you've read.
None of them are English nerds. None of them are English nerds.
Yeah, they should bone up on that topic.
You said that was written back in 2008?
No, he was
The information.
That was written in 2018. But,
Why was that written so recently?
I don't know, but they wrote an
the
article
game
called "What Happened to Jack Thompson." Somebody wanted to know in 2018 for some reason.
Here's your secret. Nothing. That's what happened.
So I knew it. Like it had to be a recent channel because it was the Game of Nerds instead of the Game of Thrones. But then they're talking about information from back in 2008. Just over a decade ago.
Someone's not over it.
Someone's not over it. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Way.
So that whole issue has exploded into current pop culture, especially in light of not only the last two. I mean, that's definitely what sparked it, but we've had a slew of events.
Yeah.
Not positive.
What's very hilarious is me and Spencer actually just talking about before we started the show. Walmart is pulling their advertisements for violent games.
What?
Yeah.
I am okay with that. I mean, they're not going to do it forever. I think it's respectful to do. I mean, you could say, well, it's stupid, but it's a gesture.
It's respectful, but that means you're admitting to that being the cause.
No,
so are they pulling their violent movies?
No, and they're still selling guns. They're saying it's a violent video game.
No, well, no, you're.
Yeah, they are. That's legit what the article that I was just talking to you about. And we're not getting political into it. We're not talking about like your own beliefs or anything like that. The only reason why I even mentioned the fact that they're saying that they're keeping selling their guns is because that is flat out in regards to what President Trump is stating. This has to do with violent video games. So Walmart knee-jerk reaction is going, let's pull, video games out of the picture. Video games are worldwide.
Video game ads.
Okay, yes, correct. Video game advertisements are still worldwide, regardless. Well, I mean, you ain't going to Afghanistan. But they're worldwide. Let's just blanket term it, right? How many shootings are located in other states or in other countries where that happens? Have we even talked about other countries with mass shootings?
Other countries do not.
Because no one else matters
Typically.
but America.
Well, because there aren't really any. It's
Yeah.
But hey, man, it's because it's gaming in America that we have these sort of things.
There's
I'm
only-
not trying to say I know what it is. I'm just saying.
So there's
there's a lot
Oh,
of
go ahead.
information that we find out once we actually start paying attention to things. That's all I'm gonna say.
We are a very tunnel vision country.
A study by Vox. So take what you will.
yeah.
And I already know there's the statistic is slightly off, but I'm gonna say it anyway, and we can talk about it. Is they have violent gun deaths, and U.S. in 2017, USA is at almost 450,000, and everybody else is the highest behind them is 500,000. So clearly we're way higher. But I think
You say
You said
five-
500,000.
sorry, 50,000. I apologize. It's
So
confusing.
450
It's confusing.
versus 50.
Yeah, it's confusing because it's not labeled that way, but you have to read it that
What
way.
country is that?
That country was Canada. So we probably jumped in there and started.
Yeah, we're gonna start another party. Damn, man.
But there's a problem with this is that it really should be per capita. I mean, USA has a completely different population than Japan.
Very true, but we also have a very different one from Russia.
Australia.
Yeah, ironically, but China also is a very different country. They have very, very little gun violence, but they're also, again, a very different country.
Yeah, Japan does seem a lot
But
of guns.
okay, so gun. Ah, God.
We're about to.
Yeah. So
Let's just try and keep it.
because the very first thing comes to my mind: gun violence versus suicide rates.
Yes, that usually they take that as the same thing. From statistics I've seen is that if people shoot themselves, that's considered a violent gun death.
Yeah.
Whereas
So-
a lot of these countries don't have guns that they actively sell, at least in the same quantities and stuff that we do. They have much stricter gun laws. So it's really hard to say because we have more guns in the hands of people.
Yeah.
So that statistic is everything's so different with the USA. It's so difficult to really pin down activity.
To draw attention to that, you guys are obviously aware of the Madden tournament shooting, right?
Yeah.
Where that dude was just like I don't remember the specifics on it. He lost and just started taking out a gun and just started trying to kill him.
Didn't he return to the tournament?
I don't know the specifics. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah, I think he lost and then came back.
I could tell you, CEO for fighting game tournaments. I think it was in the same state, which was Florida. CEO had an incredible amount of security, and even Evo had metal detectors for the first time, and a lot of security. So, like when you're walking around, they would just do something, you know. So, I mean, the first day though, it was like I said, try and play a cop defense, and no one saw shit.
Yeah.
So,
How
shit,
good
I
could
was
it
just
really
thinking
be?
about that. Like, all right,
Yeah, but
bumped up that security, but
But that's the other thing too is like the exit. No one was watching the fucking exit doors. You could have went to the exit and let someone in, and I don't think anyone would have noticed. So
I was listening to a interview with the girlfriend of one of the shooters. I only picked up like a minute and a half of it or something like that, but she was talking a lot about how he had an obsession with finding out why bad people did bad things. She was like, he was always trying to rationalize and figure out why these people were doing what pushed them to finally pull the trigger and do something. So it like, to me, she didn't make a comment of he would always sit there and play his video games and shoot stuff and yell profanities at people on the internet. It was, he was trying to figure out why shitty people did shitty things and what pushed them to do it.
it doesn't make him noble at all. But it's just more of like one of those things where it's like there was a clear reason behind it, and now it's getting twisted to reflect that he's some guy that was like, man, I love Mortal Kombat. You know what's even better than Mortal Kombat? Us shooting. Like, that's not how.
Yeah.
But
is it wrong to ask
it's
if video games are the cause?
It's better to do research, I think, before you come to a assumption. That's the scientific method has been proven to find millions of fucking discoveries for the scientific field, or just they lie.
If Donald Trump had said like instead, because Donald Trump, that guy like will just say stuff and rattle it out, and I think that his base likes that, and then the other side hates
They're
it.
like, he's a go-getter.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They're gonna hate him anyway. It doesn't matter what he does. But if he were to be like, we're researching, like just approach it from a different perspective.
Of course, that would be a completely different scenario. Accusing someone of something and inquiring if someone did something is completely different.
And that's the other thing too, is when you look at that, he didn't really approach it from an educational standpoint.
Yeah.
It was like it was a known issue, and he's just like, it's those goddamn video games.
I actually have been, Spencer. So why did you purchase a Prius? Why the fuck would you buy a Prius? Completely different things.
I see what you're saying.
No, he doesn't care.
He was about to answer. He was thinking.
Yeah, like maybe think instead of just react like you were accusing me of something.
Yeah, and then as soon as I just yelled it at you and like pointed that question at you as a statement, you just were like, oh, you realized there was no conversation to be had.
Right.
It was just.
I wonder if there's a population that would still be mad even if you just posed it as a question.
Oh, of course. JD?
No, I'm
sorry. I thought you were about to say something.
No, I'm breathing.
Oh.
Because
no, I believe so. Yeah.
We have a new generation of kids, and I guess our generation in a way kind of fits into it, where like video games are a constant in our lives at this point, whether it's directly or indirectly. And I think it's different than in maybe like late 90s, early thousands, when people like our age maybe weren't so ingrained in it. And now as we get older and older and video games become more prominent, it's like a thing now that everybody's into it, whereas before it wasn't necessarily that. So I wonder, as that happens, if we need to come to this question again and to decide whether there is some kind of effect on it. I don't know if there's been a recent study.
There's usually studies, actually. I did a couple of papers on video games and aggression. The biggest thing that comes, right, so I'm scientific, but the biggest thing that boils down to at the end of the day is, how do you measure aggression? That's usually a very common thing in every study, is you can't measure aggression. So that's a big factor that comes into play, but also you can't isolate just gaming. So what if the person's an alcoholic, upbringing, nature versus nurture comes into play as well. So you can't just say it's because of this media. Because the other thing that comes into play is people look at it from the standpoint and they go, it's video games because it's interactive media. What if I watch a million violent movies? Because the first actual shooting was done by a female, I believe, in like the 30s.
There's this feminist trying to take all the credit, like always.
Anyway, I could be wrong about that, but
Mr. Spencer.
Maybe it was like the first serial killer or something like that. But the thing that comes into play is that was, I believe, in the 1930s or 20s or something like that, where that term was, or not that term. The term didn't come out until like the 80s. But like where
would she take out a sock hop?
Just because there is blood all over her clothes doesn't mean she murdered somebody. Maybe it was just her period.
Both are horrible. Anyway, and I'm not trying to draw attention to be like, oh, it's women's fault. I have no last guy to say that. I'm just saying that it came from an unlikely sort of element, right? It didn't come from when games were invented. It didn't come from when there were violent movies, you know? A lot of people are unhinged, you know? People used to think the treatment for God damn it, I read about this.
Lobotomies?
Lobotomies was like a dog. Hey man, you gotta treat this shit with a lobotomy. Right? That's the shit. Or
take an ice pick to your brain.
Take an ice pick to your brain. Or hey man, you gotta bleed out AIDS, and then you'll be good to go. Well, not AIDS, but you know, as an example, right?
Like leeches.
Oh, hey, you got the flu. We got some leeches. You know, like that's.
Yeah, and then you look at like also the other factors and stuff that we've always attributed to violence to: metal music, rap music, like Eminem. And
rap music is dangerous. Mostly dangerous people listen to it.
That's violent.
You're gonna hit me. You gonna prove my point?
I will be in the phone just staring at you. What the fuck did you say?
What did you say?
But no, what the frizzle did you say? I won't even.
Yes, I mean they talk about like just UFC causes people to be violent.
UFC
like
boxing,
anything
hockey.
Where people are like hockey, football, all that
football
stuff.
Season started.
It did. Yeah, Britt's actually watching that right now.
Yeah, so it's just like
I thought that was interesting because it's a first.
I have a girlfriend.
First time my boyfriend ever sat down and watched. First time my girlfriend ever sat down and watched.
Look at the slip of the tongue.
That's our second coming out party of the night. All right.
Hey, coming in.
I'm coming in. Your asshole tonight.
This roommate situation is getting a little crazy, isn't it?
So,
yeah, I mean, I think the truth lies in the fact that some people are crazy. And that's it. It's like you can't blame a certain thing or a certain whatever on it. It's people do an action, and that's because they're crazy. Something like this, you can't kill 20 people with a gun and be a sane person. You just can't.
Yeah. But if the other thing to look at is you go, gaming what leads to that?
No, being crazy leads to that.
Being crazy.
I can't even crack jokes. Yeah. Like I'm trying to I don't.
You did earlier.
Yeah.
Remember that period joke about the girl
say.
who had her period? She was bleeding.
No, I was just talking about her.
That was just facts, man.
Girls do have periods. It's true.
It is.
Just rubbed off on you.
And I'm just saying. I mean, I didn't
Apparently
say.
Eric's rubbed off on you. Remember earlier when he was rubbed. Anyway. So
You're a better joke next time.
I'll work on it. I'm one Michelob Ultra deep.
Fucking can't.
But
numbers.
I'll take you to Michelob Ultra.
Oh my god. Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
That's ultra.
Yeah.
It's just very tragic, and I wish people wouldn't jump to the politics stuff so quickly. I mean, I understand.
Even conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. Sorry.
Yeah. Especially.
So,
yeah.
The last time that I was on this podcast,
Last week?
No, I wasn't here last week.
You did the podcast by yourself, Spence?
I did.
Sorry. He should have been there. It's his fault.
This guy's busy.
I sent a text the last time I thought I was going to be on the podcast and couldn't do it. I said, hey, it'd be really great if we wore red, white, and blue.
Oh, yeah, it's the July 4th.
We almost listened. We almost listened, Spencer.
Hey.
We almost listened, except JD's black!
What's up, gangsters? Peace. No.
Well, it's been a pleasure. We really need to get together and play Marvel. I'll come over some night and we'll get down.
You know what else we need to do?
What?
We need to get
D&D.
Y'all can do that. We need to get together
Eric,
with JD.
Eric has abandoned me on D&D.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Y'all talk about that off the cuff. How boring me. No, I'm kidding.
With your whack ass D&D.
With your whack ass. We need to get together. we need to have pacifist stream.
Pacifist
stream?
Hear me out.
We playing
We play games
Rainbow
that
Harvest
don't lead to violence. So like Sonic and Mario can technically count, right? It's
As
all
violence.
This you jump on their heads. You
and
go
you
fast.
Crush them with your
You know
fat
what?
bodies.
In Sonic, you just go fast.
It ain't
You
no
hit
thing.
people-
Robotnik survives.
and then you fall on spikes and die. That's violent.
What are you talking about? Nah, you just get
You
knocked
shoot
out.
fireballs and
You
lightning.
just get tired when you.
What
lose
if
those
we
fights.
played one of those
Oh.
multiplayer, like everybody has to work together to move a space station or something?
Oh, like the Gang Beasts. Gang Beasts is fun. Or we can
I
play.
don't know what that is.
Gang Beasts is like you have a hard time controlling your limbs and you have to work together to solve puzzles. You know what we can play because they just dropped it is No Man's Sky, that new expansion. You see that shit?
Oh yeah, I'm not
Dude,
playing that.
It's fucking huge. Fucking huge. Like you can literally adventure the worlds together, right? First,
Don't we still have to do Detroit Human?
still have to do that, but we also have another game now to play.
Yeah, when are you gonna? Is that out?
30th.
Oh,
No,
August 30th.
30th.
Are we playing that? Are you coming over?
Yeah, I'll come over.
Okay.
We're gonna need a lot of alcohol.
Let's turn it into a drinking game, and I will die so quickly because I do not drink anymore.
Oh God.
Except for
Yeah.
the day when I had a Michelob Ultra.
You're like, whoa.
We could do it. I'll drink in place of Spencer. Let him
No,
play.
No, we gotta get him into. Gotta get him. How about
I'll
that?
drink every.
We'll give him like really cheap, like really light ass drinks.
Really cheap drinks. You're gonna make me
No,
puke.
you like sake. For instance, sake is like 20% alcohol. It's like fucking.
Or I could just do a Michelob Ultra. I had
Which
one
is
of them
like
today.
3%.
Well, based on volume, right? So
So Spencer
A
can
half a
drink
shot.
one out of every 3 beers.
one of every, or well, he's gonna get bloated and fart. all
But
the
you know what? You know.
time. I gotta worry about his tummy. You know,
I'm gonna fart too much.
I don't want to fart.
You know what happens? I get super tired and then I fall asleep.
So if we get him with like so soju is also the same thing. It's Korean liquor. It's rice.
What
rice
game are we
wine.
playing on August 30th?
I forget the name of it. Call of Madan or something. Madan.
Call of Madon?
So it's like
Call of Madonna.
so you know Until Dawn.
hmm
It's like that, but you can play multiple,
Oh.
which is gonna be even worse.
You can fuck with people's choices.
Exactly. So I'm pumped. They're gonna be like, "Will you leave the knife behind for Spencer?" I'm like, no. He's getting chased by a monster. Help me! Help me! Where the fuck's the knife? Done.
You know what game I played this week?
What?
Oregon Trail, the board game.
I played that. That's fun.
Yeah. I died of snake bites twice and dysentery once.
My fucking ass.
And then 30 minutes after the game, I then shit my brains out where I thought I was going to die from dysentery.
On that note, I've got to go eat some tuna. It's been a pleasure, guys.
Get that protein.
Get
Yeah.
that protein, dog.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining us. It's great to see you, and hopefully we play more games together, as JD's
Okay.
requested.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye, motherfuckers.